class work, will quickly run through how I did mine. I appreciate the fact that some of you use another approach. So let me quickly run through mine. All right, this is how mine work. Once you click any of this, it will ask you the question. You put your value and enter. It will calculate it automatically. Likewise, at the same thing, you click your value, it will calculate it, and so on and so forth. So let me quickly run you through the process. First of all, you could go to your stage and go to backdrop and customize as many as you want. Have you seen it though? As many as you can. I can add another one by just right clicking. I duplicate this now. Can you see it now? I can duplicate this background. I can decide to edit this text. I can decide to edit it to anything. Do you get it now? I can decide to edit it to Fahrenheit or whatever. And I can decide to change the color. I can decide to change the color of this thing by filling in. You can just pick a rectangle and cover everything like this. Are you seeing it now? And so you can just maneuver your way around the stuff. So that is it. Then you will notice that I can still change the name. I can still customize the name of this backdrop. I hope you are looking at the screen. I can customize the name of the backdrop at this point. Hope this is good. I can customize it there, isn't it? So I can change the name here. Please look at the screen, and so on and so forth. So that being said, now let me go straight to the code. So what I did was pretty simple. First of all, I selected two sprites, which is the two buttons, right? So this is button one and button two. Then I made it so that whenever we click on it, it will switch the backdrop, which already we know. Are we getting it now? It will switch this backdrop. We have a lot of backdrop already. So when you click on this one, it will switch the backdrop. The same thing happens to the second one. Then there's an event. Listen, there's an event. There's an event listener or event handler that is inscribed called when backdrop switch to. That was what I use now. Are you seeing it now? So when backdrop is switched to, it's as simple as whatever the backdrop is switched to, it will not ask the user the question. Are we looking at the screen? It will ask the user the question. Then it will simply say the answer. How does it say the answer? It already captured the value the user put here, which is this value. Then I will now add or subtract depending on what I want to do. The same thing happens to this now. So this code now, remember all this code will be dormant from this place to this place. Are we looking at the screen? You don't understand? Huh? You don't understand? Which part of it don't you understand? Afresh. Okay, let me start afresh. I said, look at the screen at this point. Look at the screen. Do you understand how I was able to switch this thing? Do you understand how I was able to switch this? I understand. So what event do I use to switch this thing? What event handler do I use? Such that if I click on this, it will change. Which click, you switch over. Very good. So having done this now, the next thing we are going to do is we will achieve this thing. Then the question now is, remember the logic is that we can, these two codes now should not be running simultaneously. You understand it now? It should not run simultaneously. It should only run when we need it, right? So that was why I brought out this calculation, keep it separate. From this place to this place, it's not separate. So the question now you ask yourself, when should I trigger this code to work? Are you getting it now? That was why I now got the event listener, event handler, which is called when backdrop switch to this one. Meaning that if I click on this now, the computer will now ask which backdrop is currently active. Are you getting it now? So if I switch on this now, it will ask, is it the backdrop 1 that is active or backdrop 2? You understand this? So any of them that is active, that's the code that will run. So if I switch this one, if it's this one, this one will be activated. If I do the same thing here now, this one will be activated. Are we getting it now? Are we getting it? It's as simple as anything you can think of. So that was why I wasn't expecting to use variable. Use this one, use this one. You have a long code. So this one is a very simple code. Are you getting it now? So nonetheless, what you did was equally correct because we are achieving the same thing. But I was just telling you that you don't need to stress yourself with a lot of code since you can simply do it as with a simpler form. Are we together? So can we go forward now? Can we go forward? You say you want to retry it before we go forward. Since you've understood it now, I'll retry it. Let me remove the code again. You retry it, then we'll now go forward. Wake up, Papa, still. All right. In today's class, please listen. Listen. I don't have time. In today's class, we are going to treat values. Values is pretty simple. It's pretty what? Simple. So I will load a new Scratch project. Listen attentively at this point. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Everybody, look at the screen. Everybody, look at the screen. Look at the screen. All right. If you notice, in the beginning of the class, we stated that values simply means set of data, right? It's a data. Do you get it now? So if you notice in Scratch now, at the end, for instance, at the end of this now, can you see an oval shape? Can you see these are examples of what? Values. That means that this thing will produce a number or a value. You understand? It will produce a data. Do you get it now? So these ones are what? Examples of what? Value. What does this value do? It shows it tells you the exact position of the sprite at that moment. So if I change this thing now, the value of this thing will change, isn't it? If I shift it, the value will change. So this is an example of what? A value. Also, when you go to looks now, we also have values in looks. We have values in looks. We have a costume number, backdrop number, and size. Do you get it now? Then we go to sound. I think we have one, which is just volume. Do you get it now? If you go to event, do you have, let's check in event. We don't have an event. Neither do we have in control. In control, do you have any value? You don't have any value attribute. Then, in sense, we have answer. We have answer. We have this one, mouse X, mouse right. Do you understand it now? Then we have loudness and so on and so forth. Then when we go to operators, we have values there. We have values. If you notice, in these operators, we are operating values. So that's why the shapes are in overall shape. Any shape that will enter, anything that will enter this place. For instance, now, I cannot put motion inside here. Yes. It's as simple as go to motion, then go to random position. It's as simple as this. Are you seeing it now? Yes, sir. It's as simple as this. But what? We will not keep on clicking the flag one after the other. We want it to be appearing at interval. It will appear this place. Before you know it, you appear at this place. Can we try it now? Without us touching without clicking on the flag.